Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be back on this '05 Buick LeSabre. And what I'm going to do is pull the dash out to send it off to have it rebuilt. So as you know in the other video, we replaced the gas sending unit and the gas gauge. Really, the sending unit was, the fuel pump itself was good, but I thought the sending unit may be bad. So for $50 off of Amazon, I thought I'd roll the dice on it, but of course it didn't fix it, my luck. So now we're going to go ahead and pull this dash out and have it sent out and rebuilt. So the first thing I'm going to do is take his baby seat out of it and then get under the rear seat with his 8mm and disconnect the negative battery terminal. Negative terminal off, so it's right under the rear seat. Now I got my clip pull, or my tools to pull the dash off here, and I know from experience working on this other stuff that most of this here is just gonna pop right off. So I'm gonna get my tool in behind it and see if I can't start maybe working from this edge and working my way around. I'm gonna start here with this wooden piece, or this plastic wooden piece, because I know how it pops off. All right guys, wanted to stop here and show you the next one. So that piece over here on the side, which is this little guy here, it just pops off. You got a clip on this end and a clip on this end, and then the connector there. No big deal. Then you'll come across here and you're going to have to pull your glove box down. And then you've got 3 bolts. One here, one here, one here. Phillips said it'll take them out. You'll be able to take that out, and then you can pull the glove compartment carriage right to you. It's got 2 clips that hold it in. So you got a clip on this side right there, and a clip on 2 clips on this side. So you'll be able to pull that out straight to you. And then of course you'll have to disconnect the glove box light. So I got that up out of the way. And then with those 3 out, you're able to grab here on the side and you can pop this long piece out. Now, I took my tool, worked it here, and then just worked it the rest of the way around, because you see there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I was real careful because this is obviously going to be the piece that's going to break on you. So just take your time, get you a good set of plastic trim release tools, and you'll be fine. Now, the reason I took all that off is because you can see we got a bolt here, and I think this is the only one that's holding us as far as the dash bezel. So once I take this, so a 7's gonna take it off, and that's gonna let me take my trim tool and go all the way around while lifting up the dash just a hair, and that's gonna let it pop out and come towards me. As I was working my way around, I found there is another bolt right in behind the steering wheel right here, straight back, that's holding this center cluster down. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it off and then continue working my way around, checking for bolts and clips to pull this trim piece off. But as of right now, it seems like this side had a clip on it, this side had a clip on it, and then I think once I get this bolt out in the center, it's gonna let me pull this thing out from under the dash. All right guys, so I got the bezel out. So I'll show you what I do. I had to put my key in, turn it, and then put this thing down into low gear to be able to pop that bezel out. Now this bezel has 1, 2 clips by this side, which you can see one still hung in there. I had to grab him, put him back on. Luckily it did not break. Then it's got 2 on this side of the bezel, so 1 here and 1 here, and then it's got 1, 2 on this side, so you got 1 here, and then you can see the clip stuck in that one there. Now with that off, you can go here and you'll see this has these little tabs. All you gotta do is pull down on each one of them and pull out, and that's gonna let this gauge cluster come to you. So it's like GM knew that you were gonna have troubles out of it eventually. All right guys, big changes here. So I was kind of pulling around trying to get my bearings on how to get this thing over without damaging it. So I was able to push this down to be able to get it under it. Now the dash was not budging as much as I thought it would, so I started investigating like what was holding it. So I took a bolt off here, which in turn didn't do anything. Took one off here, and it kind of let it move some. And then I started investigating here, and I popped this guy off, which is your side panel. It goes down inside. It's got 3 clips. It goes on this side here. So I popped it off, and there was a 10 mil bolt right here. You can see where the green went. That's holding this down. Now, unfortunately, me prying, I'd already, I think, broke it. But then you've got metal clips throughout the rest. You can see them there. That's holding this thing down. That's pretty much the place you would stop for doing this. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and I took the bolts out here, one up underneath the dash there. Now it just seems like it just clips holding it on right now. So I'm going to go ahead and work my way to get this top dash piece off, because I have a blend door problem, and I've tried replacing the actuators with no prevail. So if I can get this off, I can look straight down the end at these vents and try to see what's happening in there. Maybe a door stuck or something's got it stuck, because most of your AC will go to this side and not this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and play around, see if I can't get the top of this dash the rest of the way off. But as far as the cluster, this is where you want to stop, and I'm gonna get mine sent off, and in a couple of days we'll get it back together. All right, guys, so it's been about a week. I got my dash back from Circuit Board Medics. 1 week turnaround. I sent it there, they fixed it and got it back by the end of the week, so that was really nice. They tested it and said everything. They replaced the servo motors in it. It was good. So now the next thing, when I left off with you, I told you I was going to get this out. Now, I made a disclaimer at the beginning to tell you to make sure you watch this all the way through so you don't do what I did. Now, like I told you, there was this 10 mil bolt here, but there was bolts at the top. 1, 2, you see how to repair this one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these 2 here are 10 mil, and then the rest of them are those 8 mil screws. So they look like that there. That's those 8s, and then your 10s are these 2 guys. Once you have those, there's this back panel, which is, I've got it laying back here, that has your defroster. Basically, you gotta go through and pop it up. Now it's all clips. You can pop it up and then pull it straight out, and then you'll be able to take its dash and lift it out. So I'm gonna do a reverse trial here and show you going backwards, so you know what everything to do to get this out without doing any clip damage, hopefully. All right, guys, so I got the dash sitting back in here. I put these 2 bolts in because, like I said, you didn't really need to take these 2 guys out. But when you put this dash in, you'll see that little hook right there. So when you take it out, you'll have to slide it to the left. Now with it sit back down in, we can slide it to the right, and it's going to clip in. So you see I've got that lined up now, and I've got all these lined up. These here are going to go in behind. So you want to make sure they're set behind. And then that everything back here is basically, it just slides in to some alignment clips in the very back. So I'll try to show you. You can kind of see how it goes and lines up. But then all you got to do at this point is just go through and secure your clips down like so. There you go. So now it's set in. Now I'm gonna go ahead and throw these bolts in. So I'll throw the bolts in and then show you the end result so you know where they go. All right, guys, so it's back in. You see I got the one there, the one you can see right here where I'm pointing. You got the one in the center, which you want to make sure that your daylight sensor comes through there. And then come over here, you got one right here, and then you got one back inside there, and then the 2 10 mils that I told you right here, and then right there, as you can see. So now that's back in and tightened down. I have one more here on the side that you'll see lines up like so, but I'm gonna hold off on it for a minute until I get the rest of this centerpiece in. So in order to get the centerpiece in, you didn't have to take all this out like I said. I done it just so I could investigate some airflow issues. But now I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna grab these pieces here, and really all they do is just push in. So radio, you see you just got your antenna clip, it locks in, AC controls lock in, and then your little cup holder thing here locks in. So I'm gonna throw those on there and I'll show you what that looks like before I put the actual dash trim piece back in. All right guys, so I got the radio back in, the antenna hooked up, just this stuff pushed back in. So then this guy just goes in and clips around. So you just push him in and he's got all those clips. And then you've got, remember, this bolt tucked away back in here. And then you have a bolt right here. And other than that, that's it. That piece is in, and you got one electrical connection right here, which is the slender connection. This one here goes to that little trim piece. So now the next thing we'll do is put this guy back on there. So he just goes back in place and will snap on, except for the 2 screws that go down in behind the glove box here, like so. So I'm gonna snap him in, get it bolted in, and then I'm gonna get my undercarriage piece here, snap it in, and then this one last piece, snap it in and hook up, and then I'll line this up, put that final bolt in, snap this piece on, and then I already put my trim piece here, my trim piece back here, and then my trim piece there. So then we'll hook a battery back up and make sure everything's copacetic before I button everything the rest of the way up. So there's the dash in. It looks really good. The displays are totally different. Everything's real clear, which is pretty cool. And then the biggest thing is that gas gauge is working again. So I'll definitely have to take it for a spin here in a minute and just check and make sure everything works out good. But there's everything back together. I just need to clean and wipe it down. And then I'm gonna do some vacuuming before I put that actual back seat in. All right guys, so that's gonna be everything on this one. I'm sure if you have questions, which you probably will, just drop them in the comments. I'll try to get to them. And all in all, not too bad of a job to get that out and send it out. Circuit Medic's done great. I highly recommend them. I went and tested it. Everything looks good. The gas gauge is working. So I think she's ready to sail. So that fixed all the issues on it. Just clean it up and get it on the market. So if you guys would, please hit that subscribe button and go check me out on Mustang Jackson 67 on Instagram. And till next time, let's keep building.